Hi, Helen from crystalsandcrochet.com here, and welcome to part 8 of the Cosmic Cowl. In this part, again, we're working around the whole project, just adding another band on. Very simple part. We've just got one sort of textured part, and then this is building up towards something that we're going to do next time. So quite a quick and easy part, and maybe we'll give you time to catch up if you took a little bit longer last time. Okay, so let's get started. Round 84. They're all really nice simple rounds in this section. So we're going to join with a standing single crochet between the last two stitches of any long side. So not into the top loops here, but just put your hook straight between those stitches and make your single crochet. So it goes around all three of those top loops. Okay, then in the chain 2 corner space we are going to single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet, so just normal corners, and swing everything round. It's getting a bit big now. Okay, here we go. So we skip this next stitch, and then again, let me just zoom right in. That's it. We're going to go between the stitches. So make sure that you're underneath that. You can see that third loop going across there at the bottom. Make sure you're underneath that, straight through, and make your single crochet as normal, but between the stitches, okay, and not through the top loops. And then you're going to do that 203 times. So these ones are quite easy, but when it comes to the cross double, you need to make sure again that you get your hook right into the middle below the third loop, so that it pulls everything up. Okay, so right into the middle there and up, so that the third loop is pulled up with the top two loops as well. Okay, and just carry on like that all the way around. Okay, so you will have a stitch count of 205 single crochets on the short side and 233 on the long sides. Okay, so just make sure, skip the stitch, single crochet between, skip the stitch, single crochet between, and just keep working like that all the way through. And what it does is it just opens up the top of the crossed double. Let me go, oops, wrong way, out a weeny bit. It opens up the crossed double crochets. You can't see too well with these colours, and just makes the cross doubles a little bit more defined. Okay, so work all the way around, and then when you get back to the beginning here, join to this standing single crochet with a slip stitch. Okay, because we will be working a band around the whole project, where we have a main background colour and then one sort of like highlight colour. Okay, I'll see you for the next round. Round 85, another really simple round. Chain 3, and that counts as our first double crochet, and then double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, then on our chain 2 corner space we are going to do 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So a very, very standard corner. One and 2. Okay, turn everything round. And then we're going to double crochet in the next 205 stitches. And on the long side, again, all of your corners are 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and the long side you will double crochet in the next 233 stitches. So your final stitch count will be 209 double crochet on the short side and 237 on the long side. Once you come all the way round, join to the top of the chain 3 with a slip stitch, and I'll see you for the next round. Okay, moving on to round 86, where we're still using the same colour. We're going to chain 4. Okay, so the first 3 count as a double crochet, and then we've got an extra chain 1. So it's a double crochet plus chain 1. We're going to skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, and skip that last stitch. Okay, then in the corner space, now this sounds quite complicated, but it's not. We're going to double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. We're then going to make a chain 2 corner space. Okay, and then we're then going to double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, so what we've got in the corner is a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Then we've got our chain 2 corner space, and if it helps you, pop a stitch marker in there so that you're absolutely sure which is the actual corner. We've then got a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, and you'll see why in the next round. Just move everything round. Okay, so now as we work along the side, you're going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, and you're going to do that 104 times. Okay, so it's just chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so that's what you've got working along the sides. Okay, so double crochet, chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet, chain 1, skip the next stitch, and keep going until you get all the way to the end, where you'll do an extra chain 1 and then skip the last stitch before you work the corner again, which will be exactly the same as this one. Okay, so all of the corners are double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2 for the corner, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, and then all the way along it's chain 1 and skip a stitch, double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so work all the way round, and then when you come back to the beginning here, remember this is a chain 4, so you're going to join here into the 3rd chain so that you've got a chain 1 space sitting above this stitch that we skipped right at the beginning there. Okay, so join into the third chain, and I will see you for the next round. Round 87, we're going to join with a standing back post single crochet around the last stitch of any long side. Okay, so here's our chain 2 space, that's our last stitch, so a standing back post single around that stitch. In the chain 2 corner space, we're going to single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, so we're back to normal corners if you like. Let's just swing everything round. Okay. So the only real sort of tricky bit is in the corners with this, because everywhere else it's really simple to see where you've got a skipped stitch that you're going to be working into. Okay, so what we're going to do is back post single around the next stitch, and then working in front of the chain 1 space, we're going to double treble into the chain 2 space from the round below. So this is round 86. This is the chain 2 space from round 85. Okay, so double treble is yarn over 3 times before we start, into the chain 2 space and push round 86 back so that you're working in front of it. Okay, and then yarn over and through 2 loops 4 times. Okay, so that first double treble is going in between those double crochets and into that chain 2 space from round 85. Okay, back post single in the next stitch, and then we've got a skipped stitch to work into, so yarn over 3 times into the stitch, bend that round back so that you can get your hook up and in there, and then through 2 loops 4 times. Back post single. Okay, so the effect that you're going to get is this sort of like looped over effect, if you can see. Yep, there. So to stop getting huge great loops on the top of your double trebles, as you make that stitch, roll your hook forward so that you're not lifting here. Pick up the yarn and keep everything rolled forward as you just, I suppose it's a knitting habit, I put my yarn over rather than grab the yarn with the hook when I'm working on longer stitches like this, where I want to keep my hook really still so that I'm not stretching or pulling that first loop, and I tend to pinch the stitch as I pull the hook through so that I'm not lifting from here at all, and that way, as you can see, the tops of my stitches, the single crochets and the double trebles are pretty much all the same size. I've not got really baggy tops. Okay, so just remember to keep everything rolled slightly forward and if you need to, use your finger to yarn over rather than your hook, which automatically, as you move your hook like that, you're going to tend to lift and pull up here. Okay, so keep working like that all the way along. You're going to do 105 times, and then when you get right along to the end here, you've got one last back post single to go around here before you, and you've also got one to work into the chain 2 space there. So you've got a back post single around this stitch, then you'll do a double treble into this skip stitch, another back post single, then you'll make a double treble into that chain 2 space between those 2 double crochets, back post single around there, and then you come back into the corner. Okay, so I'm going to whiz all the way along this side and just come back once I've done this corner, just come back to show you again to make sure you get the placement of these corner ones correct. But other than that, it's really quite simple. Okay, so I'll come back to you once I've got round to here. Okay, so I've come all the way along the side. Let's just take this stitch marker out of the way. So that's the last skipped stitch where I've made a double treble, then a back post single. So then we've got a double treble to go in that chain 2 space in between the 2 double crochets, and then a final back post single, single, chain 2, single in the corner, back post single again, and double treble between these 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space, and another back post. I'll just pop this next one in and then you can see the corner more easily. Okay, let me try and zoom right in. Okay, so you've got, this is the last double treble made into a skipped stitch, then you've got a back post single in there, and then this double treble that's made in front of the chain 1 space, but in between the 2 double crochets that we made in this corner back here. Then we've got our single, chain 2 single, again a back post single, this double treble comes down in between these 2 doubles, and then that one goes into that first stitch. Okay, so that's what your corner is going to look like. Okay, so again, just carry on all the way round, making each of your corners like this, and just double check that you've got all your stitch counts correct. When you get all the way round to the beginning, join to the standing back post double crochet, single crochet, fasten off and secure your ends, and I will see you for the next round. Okay, so round 88, really simple round. I'm going to join with a standing double crochet in the last stitch of any long side. So that's the single crochet that we made into the corner there. And then our corner is going to be 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So there's 2 and a chain 2, and then 1 and 2 double crochet. Okay, so the only thing to be careful of as you're working round is that you don't skip this first stitch. So if you need to, just squish your corner stitches up a little bit, and then it's literally double crochet in the next 217 stitches. Okay, so the corners are 2 double crochet, chain 2, missed that one, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and then double crochet in each stitch across. Now the only thing that you may need to be careful of, because I know it's something that sometimes the back post single loop will be quite a bit smaller compared to the double treble loop, so just make sure that you don't skip any of those back post singles. So again, use your stitch markers to help you to make sure that you've got your stitch count absolutely right. Work your way all the way round, and when you get back to that standing double crochet, join, fasten off and secure your ends, and I will see you for the next round. Round 89. Again, another incredibly simple round. This one is all single crochet. So we're going to join with a standing single crochet in the last stitch of any long side. Corners are all single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet. And then we are going to skip that next stitch, that first one, and then single crochet in the next 220 stitches on the short side. As I said, all of the corners are single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Oops. And on the long side, you're going to single crochet, skip the first stitch again, and then single crochet in 248. Okay, so on you go, whiz all the way round. Don't forget to skip that first stitch every time, because we need an even number of stitches for the next round and the round after in particular. Okay, so once you get round to your standing single crochet, join with a slip stitch, and I'll catch up with you there for the next round. Round 90. The last round of part 8. So this has been a fairly quick and simple part, and this row is no exception. This row is just all double crochets. So we're going to chain 3, which counts as our first double crochet, and then double crochet in the next stitch, which takes us to our corner, where we're going to work 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. That's in each of the corners. And then on the short side, you're going to double crochet in the next 222 stitches. On the long side, it's 250. Okay, so this time don't forget to work into that first stitch, and then just a double crochet in each and every stitch all the way around. Okay, so just work all the way round until you come back to the beginning here, join to the top of the chain 3, fasten off, work away all of your ends, and I will see you for the final part, part 9, next time.